Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nisprapanchaya Santaya Niralambaya Tejase Sankaram Sankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam Sutrahasakritam Vande Bhagavanto Punaha Punaha ईश्वर गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्त देहाय श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम गणपतये नमः। ओम गं महागणपतये नमः। ओम क्लीं कलिकाय नमः। ओम क्लीं भद्रकाली नमः। ओम दुर्गाय नमः। ओम ह्रीं नमः शिवाय। ओम क्लीं महाकालिकाय नमः। हरिः ओम। शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो नमः शिवाय। ओम 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 नमः शिवाय। शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो नमः शिवाय। ओम। So normally most of the time people like to Ma, but always I pray to Shiva. When I speak, I say Shiva, Shiva. Then I can say Mama. Most of the time, I don't call Ma, but first call Shiva. But without mother, there is no Shiva. Without Shakti, there is no Shiva. So, but in my mouth, most of the time come Shiva, Shiva. First Shiva, then Ma. Interesting. So anyway, and so today, the subject is again, Atman, repeat, please.
The secrets and obstacles of enlightenment.
I'm using the black glass now for you because I have eye operation, so I don't put too much lights. I have reading glass. If necessary, I'll use this. So I'll use this glass now. Please.
Yes, again.
Yeah, please say it again.
The obstacles of sadhana.
The obstacles of sadhana. Of the enlightenment, no? I think
yes,
you don't
yes,
read
the obstacles of enlightenment.
Exactly. So you don't read perfectly. You don't even that I need to read perfectly. The sentence I wrote as a subject of seminar.
The secrets and obstacles of enlightenment by Guruji.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what I want to hear. I'm a teacher, master, right?
Yes.
So if you read it, if you eat half and read half, it does not work for me. That is how I'm educated. Huh? Okay. And you have been study also obstacles, and most of the time already I taught. Also, I give many lectures, but today I would like also remind you there are many obstacles in order to attain the enlightenment or realize yourself, the Atma Jnana or the Brahma Jnana, to realize the absolute consciousness or to realize I am a soul, I am a spirit, I am not the mind, not the body, not merely I'm a boy or girl or mother or sister or father or brother. So later we shall go why we have this kind of obstacles. The enlightenment subject is here, not something you experience out of your body. No, you have to experience enlightenment within your body. This body as instrument, as medium, but you have to understand how to overcome the obstacles through the framework of your body, the mind, and emotions. We see that the 5 obstacles in the second chapter, the sadhana pada, in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. What is that, Atmanand? Can you remember?
No, not. It's
Avidya,
yeah,
Asmita,
avidya and detachment, likes, dislikes.
Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesa, Abhinivesa, Klesa. Klesa means sufferings. But how to coming out of sufferings? How to overcome all the sufferings? Yesterday, I taught you, yesterday we had the discussion all about how to overcome, how to free from the suffering of the samsara. So the world you live in, it called samsara. Not you, it means we, you and me also. We live in the samsara. But how to overcome the suffering from the samsara? What is the samsara? Already explained yesterday. What is your samsara? Your father, your mother, your partners, your dog, your cat, your house, your job. This is your samsara. But as a Swami, as a monk, what is our samsara? Our ashram, for example, if you build the ashram, or disciple, or students, taking care of your all the knowledge of the heritage, knowledge of the. So these are samsara also for the to be a monk. But this being a monk, living in the ashram doesn't mean you are spiritual. No, not for me. Being a Swami, being a master, as a guru of this ashram, I don't think it's spiritual. Still, I'm struggling also to manage material world, the finance, many things. We think that somebody is Swami, somebody a monk, guru is a spiritual person, not necessary. That you have to be very clear. That is blind beliefs. Somebody monk living in the, for example, Maharaj doesn't mean he's spiritual, no. It is an institutions. It is a place. It is a laboratory where you have the chance to experience yourself, getting out of your sufferings and becoming enlightenment. Once you are enlightenment, then you can call yourself spiritual persons, otherwise not. Am I clear that? Once you experience your spirit, then you are spiritual persons. As per my understanding. So far you are suffering, that is not spiritual. So far you are suffering, not spiritual. You are still in samsara, not in spiritual, but samsara. And samsara is dukkhamaya. Samsara is dukkha, the sorrows, the sufferings. So therefore, following yesterday lectures and today, all about how to getting out of sufferings, and suffering is the obstacles on the path of enlightenment. Am I clear? Suffering is the obstacles. The question mark comes, if samsara is sufferings, as I say that your associations, your parents, your father, or mother, children, house, cat, rat, rice, whatever. Cat, rat, mouse, even that is your sansara also. The dog, I know many people are so much attachment to their dog, their cat, their mouse. I know some houses I like, there's so much attachment to their cat, their dogs, their pets. That is their sansara. That is part of suffering too. And sometimes being a monk, being a Swami, becoming Guru, sometimes the attachment come to ashram how to take care of this. Therefore, in ancient time, generally no Guru, no Swami, no monks make the ashrams. Generally. After enlightenment, they are free and more rich. And if they make ashram, they also not suffering. There are two kind of people make ashrams. One is person is enlightenment, one is not. And is Kali, forget it. Being a Swami, being a master, you have to work hard to be enlightenment. Very rare. Swami or monk who living in the monastery doesn't mean enlightenment, no. Similarly, in the samsara, you living. Just mean the samsara is always you are happy, no way. A lot of obstacles, you know that. A lot of sufferings, a lot of stress and strain in your life. That you also know. Am I clear that? So both. So the question mark comes how to overcome of the obstacles. Therefore I say avidya, asmita, raga, dvesa, avinivesa, klesa. What is that? Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesa, avinivesa, klesa. Klesa means sufferings. Avidya, the ignorance. Asmita, the ego. Ego comes due to I-ness. My husband, my house, my children, my cat, my partner, my money, right? My hair, my face, everything mine. Asmita. Abhida asmita raga. Attachment comes naturally when you involve the things. Abhida asmita raga. Dvesa. Repulsion. Reactions. We react, not necessarily we are positive, also we are negative. Avidya asmita raga, vesa, avinivesaha. Again, everything belongs to me. But when you are not here, anything belongs to you, nothing. When somebody carry you to cemetery, is there anything there? Nothing. So that you have to remind yourself. But we sometimes think, no, my grandfather can go to cemetery, my grandmother, because they are too old, they can go to cemetery. Not me, because I'm too young now, right? Everyone can die, but not me. That is our personal ego, is called ignorance. Do you ever think you will die? No. Your mind say, no, I will be remain eternal, immortal, right? You ever think you're going to old? Never. You say, I always stay as a young. You never think that. That's our personal. You ever think I will be poor? No, I want to reach all the time. Right? Like in India, we think our hairs are always stay black. In India, of course, we are born sometimes as a white, right? Your hair sometimes white. But in India, generally, we are born with the black hair. And white hair comes, we think you are too old now. So what I mean here, avidya, smita, raga, dvesa, avinivesaha, klesaha. But how to overcome it? So we have to understand how to overcome the obstacles. It is not possible to overcome by overnight. Not like Lord Buddha. He was overnight free from obstacles and he left the palace and went to forest, sitting under a tree and meditating. And he made sankalpa. He made huge, strong sankalpa. Sankalpa means strong resolutions, strong determinations, strong conviction. Am I clear that? I try to put different English so that you can understand. Strong sankalpa, conviction, determination, resolutions. I will meditate on a tree unless I'll be enlightenment. A lot of Buddha did it. He was sitting on a tree until enlightenment. And he overcome all the obstacles. So here is you can note how to overcome of that obstacles, but you must have strong convictions or the sankalpa. I give one example. Sometimes we post on our practice of yoga sadhanas or tantric sadhanas or Vedantic sadhanas or mantra sadhana, whatever you do sadhana, we try to postpone. Even sometimes come to my ashram, our ashram, and people try to regularly, sincerely join the class, reading class, lecture class or ashram class, whatever. But never punctual and sincere at all for karma yoga. Not at all. But karma yoga is the foundation. Seva, we call karma yoga. Yoga for yoga in action, without expecting result of the actions. That is called karma yoga. So therefore, karma yoga, no one done today, and no one also, no schools are taught, even around the world. In the whole world, you can see everybody practice yoga in the studios, or the schools, or college, or universities. But rare people go to the ashram or traditional ashram. Ashram, there is many ashrams also. It's like luxury. They try to please you. But I have been educated like Bihar School of Yoga. I have been educated like Sivananda ashrams. They are nothing to please you. Nothing to please you. And similarly, when people come to my ashram also, I don't want to please them also. So far I am here in that. Most of the time, most of the time also I am very tough. Special for Karma Yoga. Sometimes people try to complain, we pay the money, we have to study. I say, you can pay the money and study in other place, not this school. We have not sold ourselves to you. Similarly, that's how I was educated. Karma Yoga is the foundation of yoga. And if you not do Karma Yoga, you never get proper guidance for your emotional expressions, your expectation. Whatever you do in the life, we expect all the time. No matter what you do, no matter what you do, you always expect. Outcome has to be benefits, not to lose. But Karma Yoga is helping you how to act without expecting any results. Rather, renounce the results of your actions. That known as Karma Yoga. You can practice yoga and tantra, mantra, yantra. You can do sadhana for 1,000,000 years. You can meditate for 1,000 years. No result comes. Because you don't have proper purifications of your mind, the heart. Because you have, even you practice for meditation, you have a lot of expectations. I'll be enlightenment, or I'm free from stress, I'll be healthy. We have so many expectations. Therefore, most of the time, when you meditate, you don't find the results, then you change that meditation. You go to one school, you go to other school, you go to other school, you go to this master, you go to another master, you go to another masters. Because why? Because we expect everything. The result will not come as per your expectations. And this is the biggest obstacle. That expectations you can understand only through Karma Yoga. But Karma Yoga not what you do the work. Karma Yoga you have to be guided by the masters and gurus. You can work for 20 hours. This is not Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga cannot be chosen by you. It is chosen by the master according to your state of the consciousness. That is one of the biggest obstacles on the path of yoga or any sadhana for the enlightenment. I try to say it because in modern civilization, 21st century, there is no any karma yoga anymore. Many asanas, many schools, but still we try to study yoga to enlightenment, try to study Kundalini Tantra, enlightenment, try to meditate for enlightenments. Of course, there is one thing is very positive. If you practice yoga asanas, pranayama, meditation, yoga nidras, study Bhagavad Gita, chanting mantras, of course, there is benefit. What are the benefits? You will be minimize your daily life of stress and strain, nothing else. Forget for enlightenments, forget for samadhi, there no progress. But it helps, at least for a stress management. So today people practice around the whole world. All kind of spiritual practice, yoga, tantra, or mantra, nothing but stress management. We are far from to attain the final goal of the yoga or a final goal of the tantra. Therefore, we have to understand what are the obstacles. Sometimes we practice, we do sadhanas so many years, but results are not there. I give you one example. Like Lord Krishna, he was prince, he was also became king also. And he went to Gurukul also to study with the masters. But a master guide him, he must go to forest, collect the wood, bring the wood to the monastery, to the ashram, and we shall cook the food through the wood. But he was prince. He was child of the king. And he had a lot of money. His parents had a lot of money. They could bring trucks and trucks and trucks of the wood. So Guru can cook the food, right? In the monastery. But no, Guru never instructed this to him. You must go to jungle. You must collect the wood with other students and come to ashram. Let cook the food. So what I mean, just I give you an example. It is all about not to expect. And he was prince, a lot of ego also, a lot of possessions also. But no, this is the how you're going to experience yourself renouncing the fruit of the actions. So you always expecting results of your actions, no matter what you do. So this is one of the biggest obstacles, no matter how many techniques and sadhana I do in your life, no matter. Maybe practice 1 hour asanas, then the 1 hour asana is finished. But when you start your daily life, the work, everywhere the expectations are there. Then you have to ask without expecting, can I live in this world? You have to ask these questions yourself. Without to expect, can I live in the samsara? So you have to ask these questions to yourself. Can I survive without expecting anything? You have to ask yourself. If I expect, then what are the results in the life? We expect many things. We expect from our parents, from our father, mother, partners, husband, children, society. We expect also from government. We expect from boss. We expect so many things. We expect from teachers, from gurus or friends. We expect all the time. And when expectations are not fulfilled, the relationships are broken. Then start your life of stress and strain. That's another biggest obstacle in the life, but we never think about it. But we let to practice asana, prana, mudra, bandhas, let practice lecture after lecture, go to chanting mantras, do sadhana, do fire ceremony, everything do. But we don't understand where are the root cause of the obstacles. You can practice 3 hours asanas, like yoga practice. It doesn't mean if free from obstacles, no? So we have to think it. Expectations. And that expectations you can minimize or free from expectations from your actions only when you perform your karma yoga. Yoga in actions. That is called karma yoga. Then question mark comes. If I don't expect, then I do nothing. It's a human consciousness. If you don't know the results, you never start even. So we do everything, we know there will be results. There are the fruits. Right? You will not do nothing if there are no fruits. First you think what are the fruits? Without starting your actions, that's the project. Like in the social life, you do all project. There are results also. First you have the project, then results. And without expecting results, you will not starting your project even. And yoga taught you, yes, you can have the projections, there is the results, but don't expect the results. Result will be there. Like you do karma yoga, you suppose not expecting the results of your actions. And wherever you expect the result of actions, naturally suffering comes, stress and strain comes, natural. Tension comes, anxiety, all kind of sickness comes naturally. Like a lot of people, you see in 21st century, a lot of people suffering cancers. Lot of cancer. Why? We have so many expectations in the life. We never express them. Then you never fulfill them. The all desires are accumulate and remaining. That also leads to the lot of tensions. Sometimes we are not able to express our tensions or anger. Then what happening? That stay at the storehouse of your depression. That leads to the cancer. But we never think about it. Never think. I remember my father visited long time before and came to also Rishikesh when the year I was inaugurated Ashram in 2008. Then he returned back to home. After some time, he realized the diagnosis he have cancer. It did not take long time. He died within 6 months. So what I mean, sometimes lot of things happening in the life. My father tried to explain a lot of things when he was arriving in Rishikesh. I was serving nicely as a good son. That time even I don't have money. I tried to rent the car, let them move the whole Rishikesh, let him to stay in nice hotel. Even I was staying like normal ashrams. And come back then, he never travel air conditions. But he worked hard in his life. He sacrificed a lot of things for me. Then as a good son, I have to treat him nicely. And the day he leaving, I never saw in my life, never I saw he was crying ever in front of me. Never. The first time ever I saw he was crying a lot when I went to railway station and booked the air conditioned trains and giving 10,000 rupees to die, remember. Then giving something, buying the food and everything. I never saw that he was crying ever. First time. That time I realized I'll never see my father again. That day I was realized immediately. I have the visions. I'll never see him again. Then what happened? Then I told him, look, he never write me letters. If in future visit, is very welcome, but never write me any letters. Of course, he was not happy for that, but I said, no, you will not write me any letters. Because any letters you write, I'll throw the Ganga. That is very simple. But anytime you are welcome. But that time I speak like that. But similarly, and when he was crying, leaving, this is for me like he's just leaving me. He never can see again. Because he never cried. Never, ever. In his whole life, ever I was born, I never see that. Everybody can cry in our home, but my father never. Mother, brother, sister, something, some reasons, but he never. But somehow, and he left the Rishikesh. After some time, when I was meditating and practicing, I thought something happened with him. He must already left the body. But I never inquired. I never was inquiring. After some time, he left 2008 to me. In 2013, no, in just after some time, after some years, even recently in Corona time, in 2021, 22, I think, and my mom left the body. Then somehow I did not know that when my father left the body. I did not know that. But somehow after some contact, then the Swami here, I used to not communicate with my parents, nothing for a long time, since 90, almost 35 years today. Only since 90 to 2022, so 22, like 20, 22 years plus 10, 32 years, never contacted with them. But somehow Swami was very nice, friendly, and he was staying Ashram that time. Now he's in America also. He said that, okay, everyone left now, let you shall speak with your sister at least. So finally, however, so I was communicating with sister, then my sister came. It was, I think, now it's 2026, 25. She came 2024. But somehow, then I tried to come to all stories. My father left the body already long time before. Even I didn't know that. And due to cancer. So sometimes we have a lot of things we never express. Never express. That's what I try to explain you. As per experience with my father when he left before. Certain things he could not express. He was not able to express. Many things happens in the family. So when you're living in a social and material life, you have to learn how to overcome it, how to express. You cannot explain to someone, but you can meditate. Meditation is the key practice to express yourself, observe them, getting out of this, overcome it. Ajnana. Avidya. Avidya is called ignorance. Sometimes, for example, you're living in a different part of the world, you may not be able to afford yourself, come to Himalaya. It depends a lot of things. You need visa, you need finance, you need money, manage your house, manage your friends, or whatever. People depend on you. Not possible, man. Come to Himalaya. But wherever you are, you can start there your life. Regular meditations. Meditation not necessarily know, you have to know so many techniques. Nothing. Observe your breath, observe body, and witness whatever happening. This is very simple meditations. Very simple. What are the simple? Observe your breath. Observe your all action, reaction, or happening, whatever happening within yourself. Naturally, you can overcome your obstacles. First is the ignorance. Even not possible to express someone. Sometimes even express to whom you express in our countries mostly. You go to psychiatric, the psychotherapist, right? For that you also need money. or you go to church or priest and speak. In India, we have the gurus. That is our psychiatry doctor. Or sometimes you go to Shiva, right? Go to Shiva Lingam or